Hi everyone, I'm from Sikkim and that's the 22nd state of India and it's nestled in the eastern Himalayas. My name is Ira Pradhan and today I'm going to talk about the beauty of storytelling. So every winter I go to my hometown which is in Sikkim and it's in the east part of Sikkim. It's called Khamdo. It's a small place surrounded by dense forest and I have to tell you that I know everybody in that village. And just like any other Himalayan village, everybody has a distinct personality. Everybody has a, so to say, personal brand. And believe you me, everyone is a storyteller. If you visited Sikkim, you'll know that the kitchen is the biggest room in the household. It's not a place where we go just to eat or cook, but it's a place where we gather and socialize. From morning to evening, you'll have somebody stop by, chat for a bit or stop by for a cup of tea or even have a drink. And if it falls during meal times, they even join us for that. And in all this, they come and they talk. And nothing much has changed over the years. We still cook by the fireside, but it's the evenings that I love the most. In the evenings, my relatives, my friends, and some of these villagers, they come and we gather around the firewood where we cook. And then we serve food like snacks and drinks, and over them the stories start coming out. Each one will tell a different story, but somehow they all connected in a weird way. And with that you get to know really why they do what they do and why they do how they do it. This is not a village where I was born into, but it's a village where I'm married into. So understanding this is very important, and understanding this through the stories helps me understand them better and deal with them better on a day-to-day basis. Over the years, I've realized a community like us need these stories. It's because we only have a dialect and we actually don't have a script to pass on the stories or write it down on a history book. So we have to depend on storytellers to tell us about how we came about, what we did in the past. And that's how we join this together, because most of the knowledge systems, right from the traditions to culture, everything is passed on to us through verbal dialect, from generations to generations, from eons to eons. And without these stories, we have nothing. And we do these stories through dance forms, various art forms, or even by sitting by the fireside. And it's through these stories we've become close-knit communities where we have a great love and trust for each other, and we depend on each other for everything. But what these fireside stories have actually taught me is that if you really want to know a place, a person, yourself, or even a brand better, you have to go to that place where it all started. You have to go to the stories and you connect the dots, and then you can figure out why we do what we do the way we do it. And that's where you'll also find the USP, the unique selling point of the person or the brand or even yourself. Communication is what brings these communities together, these people together. The world is full of people, and our brands are here, we are here to influence them. And it's only through connecting people through the stories is when we can actually do it. And that's the beauty of storytelling. Now that we know the beauty, let's look at what does it mean to a brand? What is brand storytelling? Brand storytelling is connecting the dots to form a narrative, stitching together the facts and emotions that your brand evokes. It's not just about the product or service. It's also the story behind their brand, why it exists, and why this matters consistently across all communications. So now we know what brand storytelling is, what is the importance of storytelling, and what is the beauty of storytelling. So we're now going to dwell into, and I'm going to draw from my own experience, what are the elements and what are the important things that can make a compelling storytelling happen. So first of all, in a swarm of uniformity, we need to find the differentiator. What is the differentiator? Right? How do we tell a story differently than it is? You have all the elements, you've been saying it in a certain way, but can you say it differently? How we find the USP, the unique selling factor? Once again, we need to know the brand. Today, if I have to go and work in a brand, I really need to find out how it started, how it began, why did we start in the first place, what was the purpose behind the brand. And then we kind of understand its culture as well slowly, and then we know why the culture is the way it is. And we'll also come to know through, if it's a legacy brand, that is there something we acquired that has evolved us the way that we have evolved. I worked in so many legacy brands, and one of them, my first job was in Philips. So I grew up thinking that Philips is an Indian brand because my grandfather had a radio, we had some appliances at home, a hair dryer. It's only through the storytelling that I came to know that actually Philips is from Netherlands. And when you think of Netherlands, you think of Amsterdam. But Philips is not from Amsterdam. It's from a small town called Eindhoven. And I had to really catch hold of my Dutch boss and ask him, what is Eindhoven and where is it and what is it all about? As he was telling me the story of Eindhoven is when I could find out why exactly Philips does the way it does things. Why is it a great employer, for instance? Why does it treat people the way it does? And then I worked for another brand, Daimler. And here also we delve into history, and recently there was a video that was made, and I'll show you the video now.
Welcome to Stuttgart. So this is your first time in Swabia? You will love it. Great food, great places, great people. And they're pretty great in saving money. Got to watch out for those stingy Swabians. And they're great with innovations. The chainsaw, for example, invented by a Swabian. Matches. Swabian. Hollywood, founded by a Swabian. Motorboat. Swabian. Solarium. Swabian. Office copy machine. Spätzle machine. Drilling machine. Swabian. 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 And of course, the car. Mercedes-Benz. But like I said, always be aware of the Swabian stinginess. I heard at Mercedes they work pretty cost-conscious now. Well, that's what they said before. Guess that's what investors want to hear. But that's not their strong suit. Even as a Swabian company. 49 euros and 78 cents, please. You can keep the change. Wow, thank you for your generosity, Mr. Willem. Sure you're not Swabian?
So in this video, you see that Mercedes-Benz is from Germany. And when we say Germany, we think about Lederhosen, we think about beer, and we think about dance and a lot of other things that come to our mind. But Mercedes-Benz is from Swabia. And in this video, it explains why being Swabian, why the culture is what we have absorbed also in the company, because the company has a lot of people from Swabia itself. So you'll come to know why Mercedes excels in engineering while also is very good at maintaining balance sheets. So that's a very good storytelling there itself. While building customers, build a community. And we know this better. We're brand loyalists in our own right. And, like for instance, iPhone is a very good example. Even during the pandemic, people were lined up to buy the iPhone 12. They were waiting for the videos to release about the new features. And iPhone owners will tell you that they'll take no other phone other than iPhone, right? And this is a result of the years of storytelling that has happened, and especially by the maker of iPhone, Steve Jobs. And even in Sikkim, you would say that I'm doing a tourism video on Sikkim, but I have to tell you this, that even in Sikkim, we have a small saying that there are only two types of people in this world. Ones who drink Timity and the ones who don't. And finally, we show how you make an impact. This is something we always say, what is the purpose of the brand and do we do something for the community? Now that you've built a community, what are you doing for them, right? And are you making an impact? So choose the causes that relate to people and the community at large, but make sure that it goes with your brand identity. It has to really go well, and you should be able to tell a story. So when we say we care or we are caring, we really have to show the impact that we're making in the society. And the role of communicators, this is what the role of communicator is, because the beauty of the story is in the telling. As I told you earlier, we hear lots of stories in the Himalayas, and almost, as I said, almost everybody is a storyteller. The reason is because we have to depend on stories to be told so that it can go from generations to generations. But it's not like that everywhere, and it's not like that for brands either. Still, when you join a new organization or when you're working in an organization, remember that the beauty of the story is in the telling. And the person who tells the story is you, the communicator. Thank you very much, and happy storytelling.